Alright, ladies and gentlemen, because I am a glutton for punishment, I have now watched the Santa Claus 2, Mrs. Claus, where Tim Allen is finally co-starred with an attractive woman. Let me see, what is her name? Elizabeth Michelle? Michael? I always get those confused. This is Michael. In any case, this particular film, what has happened that in the nearly 10 years since Tim Allen's character first became Santa Claus, none of the elves bothered to mention that he needs to have a Mrs. Claus. And given the fact that these elves are in the ranges of 900 to 1400 years old, I would think that at some point one of them would mention the fact that, hey, you know, there's supposed to be a woman running around here so that Santa Claus doesn't have blue balls. And you know right away that this woman is going to be the cure to Santa's blue balls, because Santa Claus's son is also misbehaving and causing trouble, and she shows up. And I have to look out there and say, you know, I will say that this is better than the first one, because I enjoy looking at this woman. I enjoy looking at her so much that I went out there and I actually Googled her on the internet, and apparently there is a scene in some film, I can't lock down which, where she takes off her bra. Shows some nipple. Now that's a Mrs. Claus I can get behind. In any case, this movie is less of a kid's movie and has more grown-up themes. Unfortunately, what it does also have is a toy masquerading as Santa and ruining the damn holiday, and a bunch of other things, multiple subplots to pad the runtime, that makes this film an absolute mess. Look, you could have actually done this as a standalone film where there is simply a gentleman who goes out there looking for a wife and then at the end admits, look, I'm Santa Claus, I need a wife to be Santa Claus because there's a Mrs. Claus. This, of course, is still utterly absurd because Santa Claus, Saint Claus, is supposed to be celibate. The current iteration is based on a celibate person. So there actually is a saint who delivered toys to children. He's the patron saint of a lot of things, like the wrongfully accused, children, and other weird stuff. But anyway, so we have to suspend our disbelief in that none of the elves would have realized this. And then that, you know, this guy couldn't just say, oh, guess what? I'm Santa Claus, I need a missus. Let me whisk you to the North Pole and show you what the world is about. And so we do this. And it is a very predictable story. You look at this and think, why is that reindeer talking? That's actually kind of the best part, though. I enjoyed the reindeer talking. It sits there going, obviously not speaking English. But this is something that was kind of taken from Star Wars when you have R2 and Chewbacca going, you know, whoop whoop and you know. So there you are. You're going, okay, well, that's nice, best part of the film. Then, of course, the reindeer gets too damn fat to fly because it eats too much chocolate. So this is another fat-shaming movie by Tim Allen. And they do take it a distance to get Tim Allen out of the fat suit, because it's really uncomfortable to wear, to make this movie. And, you know, I grant you that he is wooing a woman as a slim, trim Tim Allen, not a big, fat, scary guy like me. And, those are some of the weakest scenes in the film. I enjoy more of the scenes where Santa is giving out gifts and showing people all these things, but it's like he has this magic watch in this film that if the magic counter goes to 0, it will mean he can't return to the North Pole. which of course is a forgotten plot element for much of the movie, then he wastes all of the magic on making people happy without saving enough for, getting back. So, this is a question that one must ask. How well thought is this plot? But to be honest with you, they've added elements of an action movie in here. There's a great scene at the end where the elves are fighting toy soldiers, and the fake Santa Claus gets taken down. And again, I enjoyed this movie far more than I enjoyed the original Santa Claus film with Tim Allen. So, in all reality, if you have to sit down and watch one, I would watch the second one, because hot babe, funnier toys, and faster plot. Now, I think at some point I got into the heavy eggnog and nearly threw up watching this thing, but what are you going to do? Oh, Christmas movies make me sick. Anyway, I'd like to hear your opinion in the comments below there. I'm Richard Neal, and I'm going to go throw up.